Hi guys, so we are back again, and in the previous session we concluded our discussion on the three main things like without which a person should not be able to pass class 12th. Opening bank account, transferring money from one bank account to another, and withdrawing money through the ATM card. And we also talked about the nominee case, right? So in this session we're gonna talk about the two types of bank accounts. Or basically I'll talk about the three types of bank accounts because people just talk about two types of bank account. One, they talk about what? One, they talk about the savings account. And the second thing they talk about the current account. So let me tell you the difference between the two. Saving account is something which is opened by people just to keep their savings, right? Just to keep their savings. And a large number of banks will say you to open a saving account to have a minimum limit of 10,000 rupees at least. And 10,000 rupees most banks में बोलते ही बोलते हैं. And 10,000 is the minimum limit they say. I'm talking about the great established banks, be it HDFC, ICICI, or Axis. A small bank, a medium scale, or MSME bank, or like a kind of rural bank, they offer you a lower limit, maybe 5,000 or 2,000 rupees. But in a city, if you're like living in a city and operating through these banks, they'll say you a minimum limit of 10,000. But in some tier one city, maybe in tier three cities, or like in the rural areas, the limit has been reduced to like 2,000 rupees or like 5,000 rupees, right? That's it. But in an urban area, in a tier 1, tier 2 city, or in some of the tier 3 parts as well, they'll ask you to have a minimum balance of 10,000 rupees. So that is the concept of a saving account. And the next concept is of the current account. So current account is something which is opened mostly by business persons. Okay, by business persons, because when you open a saving account, like whenever you're opening a saving account, there is always a limit on the maximum amount that you can keep. For example, if the maximum amount that you can keep is 2 lakh or 5 lakh or 10 lakh, but a businessman like won't be having such small amounts as per him. For us, the amount of 2 lakh or 5 lakh or 10 lakh might be so much, but a businessman will earn in crores. So that amount or that earning cannot be like directly transferred to saving account. And if that earnings in crores or in huge lakhs of money or millions of dollars is transferred to saving account, then the banking will create an issue and they will ask you to like justify these payments. In case you justify, it's completely fine. But why to wait for that whole process of justification that you are giving like long justification to bank and writing them emails and like clarifying their doubts and all those stuff. So if you have a business income, try to open a current account separately from day one. Be it your income is zero or be it your income is 10 crores, open a current account. The second difference is in saving accounts, you get a rate of interest of 3 to 4%. For example, if you have like 100 rupees as the remaining balance in your account, so that amount will turn out to be like 103 after 1 year or like 104 after 1 year. And this is the annual rate of interest and not the monthly rate of interest. This is the annual rate of interest. Okay. And the current account, it does not give you any rate of interest. Okay. The saving account gives you 3 to 4%, but the current account does not give you, right? And this is open for the business persons. And somewhere in between, you have your salary account. So salary account is something which is open for those persons who get a regular salary. And this account opens with minimum balance. Like with zero balance, it khul jata hai salary account. Because they ultimately know that some amount would be transferred into your bank at every month. Okay, so like they do not put any minimum balance here. And यहाँ पे बोलते हैं कि zero balance से भी खुल जाएगा. Okay, and they open it with like zero balance. ठीक है. But saving account में they say okay minimum balance से खोलो. But new banks like who have been coming up and small regional banks, even in tier 1 and tier 2 cities like Bandhan Bank, or you have Udyog Bank, or you have your small savings bank. So these banks also open with zero. Because when a bank has been like recently opened, their main task is to attract the customers or like get the customers open at least the saving accounts in their bank. And they want a positive word of mouth. तो स्टार्टिंग में वो जीरो बैलेंस से खोलेंगे चाहे सेविंग हो चाहे कुछ भी हो बट 5 साल बाद 6 साल बाद when they will start earning money that saving limit would be like reduced and they will say you to at least maintain some balance. That is the strategy like which the banking companies play. Salary account तो जीरो से खुल जाता है. The one thing you should know, अगर आप saving account में if you're not having an average minimum balance, we call it as AMB, average minimum balance, or maximum average balance, MAB. Sometimes you also call it as maximum average value. All these terms like mean the same thing. It just means कि final आपको एक कितना amount अपने saving में रखना ही रखना है. मान लो if they say that you have to keep like 10,000 rupees in your saving accounts as a minimum, and if the amount is going below 10,000 rupees, they will start charging you the penalty fee, which might be 2% or 3% as per the banking requirements. Okay, and immediately they won't charge you. Like for a 30 days period, if from 1st January to 31st January का period है, and 5th January को my balance goes to 9,000 rupees or 8,000 rupees, right? They won't charge me interest. Like basically the time period is different for different banks. They say you on a 30 days period you have to maintain an average minimum balance of 10,000 rupees. मतलब 30 days में overall, when they take out the average of your closing balance each day, that must be approximately equal to 10,000. अगर उसमें वो 10,000 से कम है तो देन दे विल चार्ज यू पेनल्टी. सिर्फ एक डे के बैलेंस पे नहीं करेंगे. एंड इट इज द एवरेज मिनिमम बैलेंस फॉर 30 डेज. बाय एवरेज मिनिमम बैलेंस आई मीन, मान लो डे 1 पे बैलेंस तुम्हारा 10,000 है 1 को, 2 को 5,000 हो गया, 3 को 0 हो गया, 4 को 10 हो गया, एंड 31 तक दे टेक एंड दे add all these balances and they like divide these balances by 31. That is because जनवरी में 31 days होते हैं. And अगर डिवाइड करके if the balance is coming minimum as 10,000 rupees, it is fine. But अगर 10,000 rupees नहीं आ रहा है, they will charge you a penalty. And that penalty like differs from bank. 1%, 2%, 3%, 5% और 6% भी हो सकती है. Okay. Again, like these things you should know. And even some banks have a 30 days limit, some have a 60 days, or some have 90 days. So that is as per banks. So ask your bank these things when you are opening a bank account. कि कितने आपके चार्जेस लगेंगे एंड पेनल्टी चार्जेस क्या है. ये मतलब कि मेरे बोलने की बात नहीं, यू हैव टू आस्क देम लिटरली सो एज टू मिनिमाइज योर एक्सपेंसेस. सैलरी अकाउंट में क्या होता है, लाइक जस्ट इन केस सी योर सैलरी अकाउंट इज बीइंग ओपन बाय जीरो बैलेंस, but just in case for a period of 30 days, 60 days or 90 days or even 1 year, and that like depends on bank, your salary is not like credited to this bank account and the balance remains zero for that average period which has been like suggested by banks. The salary amount would be automatically converted into a saving account and they'll say you कि आपको एक minimum balance रखना ही रखना है. So this thing you should know कि salary account भी saving में convert हो जाता है अगर उसमें salary ना आ रही हो. Okay, so these three like differences you must know. That was all for today. I'll be talking about the three most important mechanisms of fund transfer: RTGS, NEFT, and IMPS in the next session. Thank you so much.